you just see how we are going to use it. So like it is now being nowadays not used JXL. It was used in previous like sessions of previously it was used, but when like Apache POI tool came, we are using only Apache POI. Fine. So how we are going to use Apache POI? Fine. So it's also a jar files. It's also a jar files. It means you need to download and you need to add in your project. Fine. So first go to the site from where which you can download. Let me open google.com. Apache POI download. It's basically designed in Java. Fine guys. So you can go, so download.html, go to that site, and latest version is like 3.9 or something like that. You will have to check. Let me go to that site. And look for zip format, right? It's POISRC. The latest stable releases Apache POI, it's 3.17. Go to this link. The same link, I am using this link, POI bin. It's GZ, it's for different like OS, but we have to use this like zip format. So binary distribution, so you will have to go to binary distribution only. Don't go for source distribution. I clicked on that link and there are different like links there. So you will have to click on first link. You can check here, it is download being started. In my case, I have previous versions. Let me check. In driver, Apache POI. Yeah, I have used like POI bin 3.15. So if you will go to this, you will find some jar files here, executable jar files, and OOXML lib. So you will get some files. I have moved those files into here. So whatever the relevant files I found, I moved all files here only. So I have kept all like jar files here, but let first download the latest version because it's the previous version. It's downloading guys. Fifteen MB download completed, and till then what we can do, we can design some kind of Excel sheets from where we can read or write the data. So view details. You can see I have two files, one is test data and one is test data file. So I have two files, right? But one is like latest version and one is like previous version. You can see this is previous version. So if you right click and properties, go to properties, you can see this is XLX file. Okay, XLSX files. So that is like latest version. And this is the previous version. Right click, go to property. So this is XLS file. Fine. And let us see what is the data inside there so that we can access the data. Yeah, we have some data here, but for demo purpose we can like create our own data sets. Say that we have some data sets like email ID, name, age. Like give me the email ID as demo123@gmail.com. Right click, remove hyperlink. I'm using 4. I'm using 4 here. It means we have different sets of data right here. So we have one Excel sheet, and in Excel sheet our sheet name is sheet 1, and we have like data in this sheets. Fine. What you can do, you can just copy and paste to increase the data set. Fine. 20, 21. You need to design some data so that you can access and print it. So we have done with the downloads part. Go to the download section. See, this is my download has been completed. So what I will do, I will like cut it, go to C drive. I used to keep all common things into one separate folder. I just pasted here, right click, extract here. So once you will be extracted, it's approx 30 MB file, so it may take some time to download, depends upon your internet speed. So it's 79% completed. We have to wait for like till it is completed. So my extraction part is complete. Now I got this folder, right? I am coming out, I'm going to driver, I'm keeping here. So I'm keeping here my latest jar 3.17. I will go to here. There are like 6 items, 6 jar files outside, and in the OOXML lib you will get 2 other jar files. And in lib you will also get some other jar files. Fine. So mainly like lib is also required. You can use all the jar files. It is whatever it is required here. So all the jar files are here. You just need to add those jar files into your project. This is the first step you need to do. Now go to your project where you want to use. Let me remove this part because as of now I don't need that. I will write the entire code how to read Excel. Then at last I will try to integrate it with the test case. Fine. This is also not required. So my project name is testng demo, right? I will right click here, go to properties, go to Java build path, then come here in the library section, add external jars, go to your folder where you have kept your all the jar files, latest jar files. I am going here in PY 3.17. First I will add all the jar files, then I will add these two jar files as well. Again I will go to this folder and go to lib. I will add all the jar files. So in the documents you won't find anything. We have docs, so it's like documentation here. Fine. So I am done with like adding the jar files. This is the very first step. It means now you can use the classes methods of the Apache POI. So let me go to okay, thank you. Now go to your Excel file where you have kept. Say that I have kept my Excel file here. This is the file name test data file, right? This is my file name. And I have three columns. You can see here 1, 2, 3. So what I will do, I will copy the path of this Excel file. Shift and right click and copy path, copy as path. This is the first step. You need to get the path. And your test case, you just paste the part somewhere so that you can use it later. Here you need one file class. File src is the name. You can give any name like src or whatever Excel file name. Fine. New file and just press Ctrl space bar. You can see lot of options are coming there, like what kind of parameters you can pass it. So you have to pass a string path name here. Fine. So I am using this one, and in this path name I am passing this path. Fine guys, and path you have to use double slash and use semicolon. So file class is to determine which kind of file you are going to use. So you have introduct that I am doing this file. After that, for which purpose you are going to use, read or write. So you need to define. So this is the name of file, that's fine. But for which purpose you are going to use. So either you are going to use it for read purpose or write purpose. So here you have to define like file input stream. File input stream. So this is a class. I am creating one reference variable equal to new. Just copy and paste this. Fine guys. And in that you will have to pass this reference. Just copy this reference and pass it here. So you are getting some red symbol. Just mouse over here. This file input stream, might I have some mistake in spelling, or stream spelling is incorrect. STREM. So I am clicking here change to file input stream. and again here also I have to change to file input stream. So my design part has been complete. Again I am getting red symbol. So red symbol is like add throws declaration. So you will have to add throw declaration, or you will have to use like try catch block, because it's error prone area, it is code. So it is asking you for add throws declaration. So when you will click on add throws declaration, it means you are going for checked exception. So either you can use file not found exception, IO exception, and like throwable. So you can use any of the exceptions. So I am using a file not found exception. So this is the throws declaration. You can have this idea, and after that my Excel is coming into the picture. For Excel, you can see this is my XLSX file. This is my XLSX file. So I will use here like XSSF workbook. Fine. So this is the name of class. This is WORK and book. Should import here, but let me use workbook equal to new, and in the parenthesis, because you have to bind it, this line of code and this line of code should be binded. So there is one way you can pass this reference and here. So this is like basic binding. So it is asking you for import Apache POI XSF. So I am using it. Again it is asking for throws declaration. Now it is asking for input output. Fine, because I am going to read this file. Earlier, due to this line of code, it was asking for file not found exception, but now it is asking for input output exception. So I have changed it for input output exception, because I am going to use it for input. Fine. So these three lines of code is required for your binding, or you can reduce the code in this way. Just copy this. Just copy this. In the SRC, where you have passed the SRC, just paste it. And you can remove this line of code if you don't need. So this will reduce your line of code. Let me undo so that you can have one idea. This was a file class and you are creating SRC and we are passing SRC here. Now I am directly passing this one into here. Fine. So you have reduced one line of code. And code reduction is very good concept, like how you can reduce your code. Fine. Or you can also write like this. Just copy this and replace this. And don't need this anymore. But this will make you bit confused, like bit tough. So it's better to, for understanding purpose, for like new users, you can have 3 lines of code. But when you will go for advanced, you can simply write one of line of code. Fine. So now my everything will depend upon this variable, the reference type which you have created. This I am taking, I am pasting it here. Now I am pressing with dot operator. You can see a lot of methods are given in Apache POI. So these are the methods of Apache POI. How you can know that? You can have a look like SSF workbook methods are coming over here. Fine. And you can have some kind of implementation idea. Let me first remove this. I will come to that. because I want to explain you how it is going to be implemented. Just I'm pressing Control and it will not come in my system. I think so. It's not coming here. So you can go for XSF concept on internet. You Google it. You will find lot of things about it. But for demo purpose, I'm here using here. It's basically being designed into Java. So that's why it is being supported over here. Fine. So I am done with like basic configurations and I will like use it. So if you will go for Excel sheet, your sheet name is sheet 1 or index of this sheet is 0. Fine guys. Your sheet name is sheet 1 and index is like sheet 0. This is sheet 0, this is sheet 1, this is sheet 2. Indexing is like that and name is sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So now you can access it via on the basis of index or name. See, this is one way, workbook dot sheet. Just type sheet. So you will get like lot of methods. Here you can see here. Get sheet. Here you have to pass like name, index, get sheet index. So you can pass like it will give you index. If you will pass name, it will give you index. So basic for demo purpose, I am using here on the basis of index. Get sheet at method, right? So I am passing here index at 0. It means this will go to this file and in file it will go to this sheet. After that, again press dot. So you have gone through this sheet. Now you have to go to row and then columns. Fine. Now you have to go to row and cell. So just press dot, go for row, get row. Fine. So this is the method name get row and it is coming from XSSF row. It means there is one separate class XSSF row there. But I am using it integrated, so I will use it as get row. Fine. So which row number you want to access? I want to access row number 1. See here, I want to access row number 1 because row number 0 is this one, right? And row number 1 is this one until row number 10. Say that row number 9 because indexing starts from 0. So if you want to access like row number 10 data, so you will have to pass index like 0. I am using here index as 1. It means I want to access this record, any one of this record. Fine, but row I have gone through, but I have to go for column. So for column you have to get cell. So get cell. Fine. Here you are using get cell method, and in get cell you will have to pass the index which cell like 0, 1, 2. Fine. Say that I want to access like name as Ram, right? So I will access cell number as 1. If I want to access this, I will pass the cell number as 0. If I want to access this value, I will pass at cell number 1. So I am passing here cell number 1. And one last matter. So this is the location I have given. In which format you have to define in which format you want to access. Say that. Say that in which format you want to access. Fine. So maybe like RAM is a string. As you can see, RAM is a string, and basically we are accessing first on the basis of a string. After that, if it is required, then we can access the value on the basis of integer or date, it is also given there. So at last we have to define that, like I am going to read it in the format of a string. So I'm just typing here a string. It will give me one method called get string cell value, and this is the variable via which you can define that in which format you can check this via variable you can use, like for check which format the value is, but I am just using it get a string cell value for reading the cell in a string. Now this is finished, I am done with this part. So this is the very important line of code via which you can access your entire data set. Fine, you can access your entire data set. Say that the last method, it is a return type is string, you can say. So if you want, you can simply store it somewhere. Data from Excel, EXCEL, right? Equal to, I'm just passing here to assign it, and it is giving me red symbol error. So I will create one local variable. So basically it is coming in string format. You can see here. I am removing unwanted imports because it was giving me warning message. I will use SRC because it is also coming as warning. But I will show you, you can also use in this way. See here, I can take this. Now I can print it. SYSO. Paste it. Let me close this file. Fine. Now let me run this. See whether it is going to work or not. It is giving me some exception, testng exception. So I think there is some line number which has error. Failed set data. Oh. I just created it for demo purpose, so don't need that like part. Let me, one mistake I have got, a string format, something like that. Annotated. I will check for that, no problem. Let me re-execute it. Yeah. It is coming here, you can see. Fine. Now it is coming at RAM round. Just see. So you have the Excel file over here. So this is like the value I wanted to print. But say that you want to print all the values. Now this is the basic level. I will try to cover a lot of things. Now I will twist this code. I will not use src over here. I will pass it this. Just wanted to show you that whether it is going to work or not. And so it's taking time. No problem, we can wait. Let me comment this. Not to remove, I am commenting this. It means I am not using any file class. My line of code is directly starting from line number 16. And if I will run this line of code, now you can see whether it is going to work or not. So again it is printing as RAM. Say that now this time I want to print different value. I want to print the value as Shyam1, or let me give any manual name like Rajiv. This value I want to print. So cell address should be row number 9 and column number or cell number is be 2, 0, 1, right? 1. So I will go to my code. I will modify this. Seat number is 0, row number is 9 and cell number is 1. Fine. So it is fine. If I will run this, you can see Syam 1 and Rajiv. It is printing over here. Fine guys. So this is the basic step via which you can read your Excel. But
Raj,
yes, who is this?
excuse me. Yeah, sort of the side. For this statement, where you get the value of the cell, if the cell is having any formula, so what should be the method to access the value? Like in your Excel sheet, just open it. Yeah. Uh, let's suppose if there is another cell value in column D, and that is age plus 2, and I need that value. Basically,
So
that is, yeah.
So you can get the value in three format. I am coming to that point. One is string, one is integer,
Yes.
and one is date. Fine. So I'll
Okay.
try to cover those things as well. Like you can get the value only in three format. It is given there. And later on you
Okay.
can use that value for calculation purpose or whatever it is required in your code.
Okay. Okay.
So as of now, I'm using it in a string format because lot of the time you will be getting it into string format, and most of the time in everywhere you will be getting it in string format, and string data can be also converted into integer value. Fine. So this is like very basic level of data reading from Excel sheet, but now I'll try to cover more, like how you can get the data, of the entire row and column. So very simple, like you will have to go for loop. Fine, you will have to go for loop. Suppose that there are multiple rows and multiple columns, and each and every time you have to print, so you cannot write like those lines of code multiple times. You have to simply use one mechanism for loop, and via loop you can access the rows and columns. So simply I will design one loop and for loop. You are aware about this, and block statement it is required. Again inside I will use one more for loop. Why two for loop? One is for row and one is for column. Fine. So I will design int row is equal to 0 semicolon, row should be less than equal to I will discuss this point, how to get the row number. Let me as of now manually put here, then I will go for one API, it is given there. So my row number is 9. So maximum is 9. So I can use either 10 or equal to 9. I will use equal to 9 here. Fine. I am giving you manually here, but I will also show you how to use like dynamic rows, columns. So there is one mechanism, row plus plus. So this row part has been designed. Now I am coming to the column part. Int call equal to 0. Column always also starts from 0. Call less than equal to 3. There are 3 columns. In my Excel sheet, there are 3 columns. You can see 1, 2, 3. So starting from 0, 1, 2. So I will use here 2, not 3. I will use here 2 because I am starting from 0. Call plus plus. And you can use this line of code over here, cut it, paste it here. Fine. And you will modify it with row and column. So here you will pass row and here you will pass column. Fine. So this is like print. You will have to use print, not println. And after this, just use one plus symbol and one tab symbol for tab. It is T/T. Is for horizontal tab. And after coming out from this loop, you should like this is for column printing. So after coming out and when you are going to start new row, you should use CISO. So simply it will break your line and try to access like run this line of code. Some error are coming, cannot get a string. Oh, it is numeric cell. So that's why let me convert it into string. Again it is going to illegal state exception. Some error are coming. Name is the first row it has printed, then it has printed this one, this one. Oh. Due to some error it is not printing. Let me recheck why it is. First I will try to explain you on the string data, then I will try to explain you on the numeric data as well. But for numeric, like you will have to always put a check condition. Let me go to my Excel sheet. I have already converted into text, but it is not like taking. Let me convert it manually. Or I will modify the string as well. No problem. Number, currencies, counting, date, time, percentage, scientific text, custom. Let me modify because it is going to give error, so that's why. Because it's a combination of a string and integer. For integer you will have different method like get numeric cell value, that's the method name, and I have not used that method, so that's why it is like giving me error. What I will do, I will modify it into a string format like ram1, ram2. Fine. So my design part has been completed. Now if I will come here and run my program, so it is coming in green, it means no error was found, and you can see like what the output I have wanted to get, I am getting here. I will put one more /t, and again if I will run here, you can see the output, it is coming here, right? So this is the standard way of getting the string cell value. What if, like, suppose that there is a data in numeric format, say that this is 10, this is 11, this is 12, this is 13. So all datas are into the, let me take up to 10, so that would be fine. Here I am taking like 50, here I am taking 60, here I am taking like 45. Fine. So this is my sheet number 2, and I want to access the data of sheet number 2. So how I am going to do that? Let me copy this and let me paste it. So this is my different file. Here I will give the file name same, but I will have to modify something like sheet number. So sheet number should be 1. This time sheet number should be 1. Fine. And my total number of rows are 10 and total number of columns are like 3. Same format. So I don't need to modify anymore. Just need to modify this. You put dot and put num. So you will get like get numeric cell value. Again you are getting error because the data it is coming in numeric format. So you cannot store it into the string data. You will have to modify here. Fine. So it's coming into numeric format. So that's why it's being modified. So its return type is double. I have manually put integer, so it's been converted into double. So now I can print the value. Just need to check once, like whether there is should no mistake. Like 0 to 9, that's fine. Column 0 to 2, that's fine. And I'm going to read the data and print the data. Go to console output and you can check here, it is coming here. Fine. So you can see that what kind of data formats are being allowed. So one is like get numeric. What other data formats are there? You can see I have gone through, like I have found like a string, numeric and date type. One is numeric and one is string. Get a string cell value, that is also fine. And one is date. If you will put a dot and if you will put like something like that date, you will get that date. So there are 3 basic formats given there for reading the data from Excel sheet, and after getting the data you can convert it as your requirement. Fine. So this is the data for Excel sheet reading here, and again I will give one demo how to read data into date format. Say that I am copying here and I am pasting here. This is my file number. Yes, yes. Voice is breaking, not coming here.
Hi Rajiv,
Yes.
is it fine now?
Yeah, you are audible
Yes,
now.
I'm saying that. Okay. So I have question related to the different cell value. If the cell value is having date value or numeric value or string value,
Mm-hmm.
different
So,
data type values is yes.
so for that, I have already told you, right? If you will come here, so there is like one condition given there for check. Boolean conditions, you can see. So these are
Okay.
conditions. On the basis of condition, you can call the particular method. Get it?
Okay, Rajiv.
On the basis of condition, you can call the particular value or particular sort formula. That I will like try to explain if it is required. That if it is your requirement as project requirement, that you are having like integer, string, date, all kind of data, and you want to access it via loop, right? So in loop you can like design in such way that if your shell data is matching with a particular type, then you can access that API. You will have to design it via like either via if else or either via switch condition you can design it.
Right, right.
Fine. So first you need to check like whether which kind of data the cell is containing. So after that you can invoke the particular line of code, right? So that you will have to design it. You can Google it. I've just given you some little bit idea so that you can go and Google it. How you are going to check the cell value. So there is one class. I will like tell you the name of that class. That is formula evaluator. Fine. Go to the Google site. Go for like formula evaluator. So there is one API like evaluate in cell, and you will have to pass the cell value which you want to evaluate, and after that another API is there, get cell type. So it will give you the type of cell, which type of like data is containing on the cell. So on the basis of that like check, you can call the relevant formula. I will try to cover that in next class, no problem, because it is your requirement that you want to access all three kind of things in a single loop, right? So today I'm like going to give you just little bit idea how you can like traverse through Excel sheet for like getting the data. So this is like date type. I will copy this. I will not copy this. I will copy this. I will paste it here and I will drag it. Again I will copy this, I will paste it here and I will drag it. I am maintaining the similar format because for demo purpose I am creating this, but maybe your project requirement could be different, right? So you can access in that way. But here I will change some APIs because like similar kind of APIs it's not like very entertaining. So for like gaining the interest I will change the API name. Here I will not use get seated, I will use like name. On the basis of name, dot name, get seat name, right? Get get name, right? String name, not name. Get name at get name. What's the formula I will earlier? Get seat. So there are different APIs which I will have to check, like seat name. So get all name, get name at get name, get seat name. So I guess get name, I think so, it should be there. Get name. So on the basis of name, it will be accessing get seat name. Not get name, it should be get seat name. I think the formula, I am remembering that formula, that it should be get seat name. SHEET seat name. Yeah, get seat name. But it is asking for index, not name. I think get name should be there. I'm like forgot the name actually, so that's why I'm trying to call. So get name, right? So I will pass the name of seat. The seat name is seat 3. I think there is some mistake. I'll Google it because just forgot the actual name of that. Let me use 2 number. I will use it on the basis of index here, and here I will use date. Get date cell value. So again it is asking me for change the name of this variable. I've changed the name and I will print it. So any more changes required, let me check. Though that's fine, I'm at seat number 012. That's fine. Get row, get column and something like that. That's fine. Let me try to run this code. So it's coming in green. It means it has been successfully run this code. So format I have not specified. For date, like you have to use one class like simple date format class. So that I'll try to cover in the next session. Fine guys, because you want to print the date in which format you can want to print. So as of now it is taking like by default format. So whatever data I have given, that is not be coming here. I will try to cover those things in the next class. So still it's continue, I'll try to continue this in the next session. Until then you can also Google it out and you can come up with some questions like how you can access, like someone asked how we can access like same in the same cell, like different cell type data are there, so how we can access. So I've just given one idea, like use the name of that class and you will try to get which kind of cell data you are having. So on the basis of that you can call that particular method. So one more thing I would like to tell you. So here I am using like a static value. Here I am using a static value. You can use dynamic value. So using the dynamic rows number, you can get one method name is there. So this is the reference name. You will have to this reference name and dot get last row num. Get number of, it is not coming. I think it is related to seat, I guess. I think it is related to seat. So I will use this one, right? Because you have to go to seat, then you can get that. Last, yes. So there is one API, get last row num. It will give you the total number of rows. Fine. Just have look at this formula. So this will give you the total number of rows. You don't need to worry about like how many rows are there in your sheet. Say that this is your sheet, right? So this is your sheet. You don't need to worry about how many seats are there. Suppose that someone has increased the seat count, like a number of rows. So in that condition also it is going to work. You don't need to like get total number of rows, how many rows are there. So for dynamic data handling, it is very good formula. So you can use like this formula, the reference of this, and in which sheet you want to access and which like total number of rows. So if you will run this program, you can see it is coming in green color and like total datas are coming. You can see total datas are coming 15. Say that someone next day removed this much. Fine. Now only 3 rows are there. How you are going to access that? So simply you don't need to worry about, because data has been changed, so you don't need to worry about. For rows at least you don't need to worry about. You can see here it is like printing only 3 rows. So this is only for dynamic number of rows count. So this is the API you need to know, and in the interview you will have to tell like entire structure how you are going to access the data, because this is very important interview question. How you are going to establish connection to Excel sheet. So first, like you have to tell like you have to download Apache POI and you need to add all the jar files. Then after, with the help of XSSF or HSSF workbook and with the help of different APIs are like get CTAT, get row, get cell, and type of value we want to read, and you can simply print that value in the CISO statement. So via this you can print. So this is like very basic, and tomorrow or in the next class we will try to integrate in our test case. So whatever the data you are going to get from Excel sheet, that will be used in your test case. Fine guys. So that's all for today guys. We'll try to cover like more topics in Excel. Read write, because this is like basic only read operation I have shown you. So there is one write operation. So first read operation, then write operation, then I will like try to integrate it in your Excel sheet. Sorry, test case. Fine. So that's all for today. Thank you. If anyone has any question, they can ask.